Hi and welcome to my playhouse, and today we have some awesome stuff from our friends over at ALLPOWERS, and they have coughed up one of their very big units here. This is the R2500, which is a really powerful unit that we're gonna have a look at today. And I do say my friends over at ALLPOWERS because quite a bit of communication goes forth and back to get these kind of review videos going and the products in my hand and stuff. So this up here is the, what do you call that, the marketing department, or at least some of the marketing people at ALLPOWERS. And so there is real people behind them, and they're located in Xinjiang in China, which is really irritating because, well, while communicating with them, they have like 31 degrees down there, and I have freezing up here, so yeah, that's irritating. But they're very kind to send me this very awesome unit that we're gonna have a very good look at. So and a solar panel. They now have flexible solar panels. They started out just having foldable solar panels, and I've had the opportunity to look at two of their foldable solar panels, the 200 watts and the 400 watts. And now I have one of these. This is a flexible 200 watt solar panel. So yeah, let's get unboxing. I'll skip the boring bits here because we have seen me opening cardboard boxes, but we're just going to turn this around because all the specs is on the back. Very conveniently, they have placed all the specs here, so we can very quickly just go over them. This unit, the R2500 Portable Power Station. Portable, this is getting quite heavy. You're not gonna run anywhere with it, but the capacity is 2016 watt hours, just around 2 kilowatt hours, and the battery inside is a 48 volts and is 42 amp hours. We're never gonna have to see that, but it's just the information that it's a 48 volt system inside of the box. Then it says it weighs 29 kilograms. Ouch. Dimensions: AC input 220 to 240 volts, 7 amps max. Solar input, this is important. This one can go from 12 volt to 150 volts, 20 amps, and that is 1,000 watts input of solar, which is awesome. Car charger, 12 and 24 volt DC. It takes forever to charge it up with a car charger, but it is doable if you have the time for it. Output ports, this is pretty normal. We have the 2500 watts that it can pull out. It can even do a surge of 4000 watts. So if you have something with a big motor that needs to start up, like, I don't know, refrigerator is not even big enough, but let's say the compressor, that might be where those 4000 watts comes into play. We might have to try this with the compressor. Then it has USB ports, USB-A, it has two of those, 5 volts, 2.4 amps, that's 12 watts each, I guess. Then it has two USB-A 5 volt 3 amps, or 9 volts 2 amps, or 12 volt 1.5 amps. I have no idea how that works, but 36 watts max. Then it has USB-C, and it can also do different voltages: 5, 9, 15 volts 3 amps, 20 volts 5 amps, 200 watts max. That's a lot. And then there's a car charger output port, 12 volt 10 amps, 120 watts. So yeah, lots of possibilities, but it also has some really cool features that, well, let's get it out of the box. Well, I must admit, I thought this would be a box in a box, and it's actually not. So here is what's on top of the box, and yeah, this is really cool. They even promise a long warranty on these. So yeah, I'll be right back. And here it is out of the box. Just look at the size of that. That's my hand, and well, I think I have normal size hands. USB ports are available here. That's the USB-C, 2 of those. Then we have the 2 different USB ports. There's the USB-A 12 watts and the USB-A 18 watts, located under each a plastic rubber cover here to protect them against, I don't know if this is waterproof. I wouldn't put it under water or near anything waterish. And yeah, let's try and power it. Oh, maybe it's that one. No, that's not it. Power on, dude. There we are. 70% full from delivery here. And yeah, this one has a big feature. I have done a video on the S2000, and the S2000 has an equally nice display. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't show the input and the output at the same time. It kind of shows the one that is doing the most at some time. But this one shows what's coming in and what's going out, and that is very beneficial when you're playing with this or using it. So this power unit can kind of be used on the net as a UPS, but at the same time you can put solar power into it, and so you can kind of run stuff off of solar, and if the solar goes out, it will continue using the that's not here. The ports on the back there. This is the input ports. They're back here. They have a little opening thing that opens up. Here you can put in power, and there is a reset automatic fuse here, or it's a circuit breaker, and if too much power is drawn, it will disconnect and you have to press it, and that will connect it again. Together with that, we have the solar input here, 12 to 150 volts, 20 amps max. And then we have some, this is a future thing. And this is one of the things that I have been communicating with ALLPOWERS about, because this unit is prepared to be expandable. So on each of these ports, you can add an extra battery. And on that battery that you add, there's also 2 of these ports, so you can add an extra battery to the extra battery. And on that extra battery to the extra battery, there's also 2 ports, so you can add an extra battery to the extra battery to the extra battery times 2. That's called a B3000 unit. Main problem is that it hasn't gone into production yet. They have a lot of nice pictures. I'll try and put one of them up right here where you can see how that is gonna work. And I did ask my very nice contact Krit, K-R-I-T, at ALLPOWER Marketing, who's assigned to me and to try and answer all my stupid questions. And he said that they don't know when this unit will go into production yet, but it is prepared for it. And the B3000, the same battery should be used for many different units like this. So I believe the R1500, the R2500 and the R3500, all of them will use the same battery extension pack when they are ready to deliver those. On the side of the unit here, there is some air intake, and there is some good handles, and it's needed. Those 29 kilograms are kind of heavy to pull around. So just turning it on my thingy here is kind of heavy. So also in the front we have the ports for the 220 to 230 volts down here. 4 of them, so you can connect 10 amps to each of them. It can't supply 10 amps to all of them at the same time, but it can do individually. And it produces real sine wave. I think this is written in German. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, real sine wave, which is good. What is this? Oh, that's okay, that's the extra 12 volt ports, 12 volt 10 amps. The DC output is really usable if you have something that uses DC. Instead of the battery inside of here being inverted up to 220 volts and then in some power supply converted down again to whatever, it could be a laptop power supply, and that would just be wasteful. So instead, if you can go from one of these 12 volt ports and directly DC to DC, you will save a lot of power because it doesn't have to first convert it up and convert it down. So that is a very good thing. And we're still at 70%. This is a very awesome unit. Okay, it's the next day and we're gonna run into some trouble here because there is absolutely no sun. This is what we're working with. It's very dark, but well, we're gonna give it a try anyway. So I have put out the ALLPOWERS 400 watts, and I believe these are called the SP37 panels, 400 watts. You see, I can't even make a shadow on them, so it's terrible. The sun should be over here. It's up there somewhere. It's not doing anything. The unit has turned off. Let's see if it sees anything coming in. Nothing is coming in. 0 watts. And I have connected it here, over there, and into the unit. So yeah, that is of course a problem. And just to make sure that the panels are actually giving something out, we're just gonna measure the voltage. They do show 37.87 volts coming out here. It's apparently not enough to trigger. But luckily ALLPOWERS also sent me their flexible solar panel. So this is the SF, and I'm guessing that the F is for flexible. The other ones are the SP. So these are the SP37 and this is the SF200, which is probably about the 200 watts, because they also has a SF100, which is a 100 watt panel. There's kind of a bit of logic to all of this, so that is awesome. So let's take this out of the box and see if we can maybe combine the two and get a little bit of power out of it. Yeah, we're not in luck today. But I have opened this up, so this should be fairly simple. I want to save the box because if I want to do something with this panel later, the box is going to be very helpful, because even though it's flexible, it's still kind of, solar panels are kind of fragile. So yeah, even that, this is nice. So let's put it there and put the foam back in the box and put the box back inside before it gets wet and destroyed. So here is the information on the back of the solar panel, and this is as much for me as it is for you. I know if I don't show all of this information, somebody is gonna ask. And now that I have filmed it, I know where to go get the information if I need it again. I can just watch my own video. It's brilliant, I know, I'm a genius. And way too modest and humble, I know. So here is the panel, the front of it, and you can kind of see it is all of these individual solar panels that are inside, and those are not really flexible. So this plastic that is built inside is what makes it flexible, because these can only bend so much. If they bend too much, they break, and then the solar panel is not going to work very well. It might work a little bit, but it's not going to be as good as if they're whole. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I don't know how many cells there are. We could probably count them. It looks like it's half cells, so this is a half cell, and they do that to get the voltage up, because a full cell, which would take up this amount of space, gives out the same amount of voltage as a half cell. It's just the current that changes in that regard. So
you would have, I don't know, is it 2 volts? Is it 1? I forget. It's some amount, let's say 2 volts for each cell. So you multiply that by how many you put in series. So what they do, they make them half and then they put them in series. That way they get the voltage up and get to the voltage that they want with the surface space that is available. There's a big difference between the SF panels and the SE panels, because this panel, well, you're not supposed to leave them out in the rain and in the sun. You're supposed to take this out and deploy it and then use it and then take it away for the night, because even though it's very doable, it's not made for staying outdoors forever and ever. Whereas this panel can do that. You can leave this outside, rainproof and stuff, but yeah, you can leave this outside and it won't take any damage from that. And there are fascinating things. So if you bring it along on your camper, and you would bring this along with a camper, this is not a thing that you go hiking in the woods with. It's way too big. And so is this unit. That's yeah, that's I call it the bodybuilder's choice of power stations. We should turn it around so that it looks better from this angle. So the SF200 comes with the standard MP4 connectors. This is like the standard of solar power panels. Even panels on the roof are using the same connectors. Up here I have my house solar panels, and they are using the same connectors. Should give us about the same 37 volts as the other panels. So let's measure the voltage. Let's put that in there, and let's put this in here. And 32 volts, 0.81. That's a little bit lower than the 37 that we saw before. I think we can still do this. So last time I did an ALLPOWERS review video here in Denmark, I asked Krit, K-R-I-T, from ALLPOWERS to send me these. They had those on their accessories page, and I didn't use them in that video, but in this video we're gonna be using them. So what this can do is that you can connect up to 3 different panels here and send that out to the power station. So we're gonna connect all of this up there. We're gonna connect that one. I have extended the leads from the SF200 panels with a longer cable. So now we have both of the solar panels in parallel, and we need our cable, this one, to connect. Well, let's measure the voltage. Let's see what we get here. Let's have the leads here. We're gonna measure, that one is the plus and that one is the minus. There. So we're getting 35.39. So, okay. Let's try and connect that to the power station. See if we get some results. There and oh, there. We are still not getting anything. I would have expected a watt or two as minimum. Okay, we have brought another old friend to the party. This is the S2000, also from ALLPOWERS. I'm curious, so I'm gonna try and put the solar panel connector up into the S2000. Just look at the size difference of those two. This one can do 2000 watts. This one can do 2500 watts. This has 1500 and something capacity, and this has 2016 watt hours capacity. There's quite the difference in size. There is all the chance in the world that it's just too dark and gloomy today to do anything. But the S2000 does feel something. It's registering 8 watts. 7 watts, 6 watts, 9 watts. So, okay, that is odd. So, 0 watts. Yeah, that's not a lot. 4 watts. Just for fun and giggles, I'm gonna try and charge the R2500 with the S2000. So we're gonna take and plug this in here, and then we're gonna go around the back and put this in. And nothing happened because I haven't turned the power on yet, so we're gonna turn on AC here. There. Let's see what that does. It's okay, now it's doing something down here. It woke up. So at least it's giving out 500 watts and it's charging with 478 watts. So here is the difference with the displays. So now I can't see up here what solar we're getting in anymore, because right now we are sending a lot more power out and it chooses to display that instead of what's coming in, and there is no way of me to choose the other one. I can have my phone and I can see it on the phone or a tablet what it's doing, but I can't see it on the display. Except if I disconnect this, then I can see the solar coming in again. But down here, I can see the display that there's this amount coming in. And if anything was going out, I would be able to see it here. I can only see power coming in because that's the only thing that is happening right now. Everything else is off. Move the solar panels down to the R2500 again. I'm gonna try and cut this off. See if it sees anything coming in then. No. So this needs more power to turn on solar charging than the S2000. So I connected the solar panels to the S2000 again. We can kind of hear it clicking and turning on and off. So it's not liking this small amount of power either. I don't think it's good for the unit to do this. So we're gonna disconnect that. There is no doubt about it. This is a dreadful time of year to be playing with solar power in the garden. No sun. So, yeah. I am doubtful that the sun is going to burn through that today. And on that disappointing note, I'm gonna pack up the solar panels again because yeah, there's no reason for having them sitting out here. The new SF200 is a lot easier to take out and play with. The folding forth and back of this is a little bit fiddly, and you also kind of need to point it in the direction of sun, if there was one. And now I know that someone will be sitting there typing, "You didn't test the SF200 all by itself." Oh, I forgot that, but that by itself does not make any power at the moment. So it sees that there's something in the other end and it's clicking, but I haven't seen a watt yet. So yeah, and now it's pissed at me. So I don't exactly have a camper, but well, it would be possible. I do have a car. It would be possible to store this in the car and throw it on the roof and then put the connectors in through the door and have the power unit sitting inside. And yeah, it can be fastened with this. I thought that I would be able to fasten it on my car, but I don't know. This doesn't seem very helpful. I have no idea why they put those there. And well, maybe you can fasten something to them, but yeah, it's a possibility. Okay, I've been cleaning up. Can't have all of that good stuff sitting out in the garden. I forgot to show you this one. For better after sale experience, please keep the pallet and packaging for at least 3 months after receiving the parcel. And yes, this thing came on its own tiny little pallet and in that big box that you saw. So I am keeping that pallet for just a little bit. I want to charge this up fully, because when you get something new with batteries in it, it's a good idea to charge it up fully. And I know the S2000, the one right behind here, well, it when it reaches full charge, it does some balancing. So it hits 99%, and then the last percent takes a very long time, and I'm gathering that it's balancing out the cells inside. Maybe this wants to do that as well, so we're gonna try and connect it to grid power. And I'm gonna plug it into the wall, which is just outside of view. And it came alive, so now it's gonna be charging, and probably those 500 watts ish is what we're gonna be seeing. It shouldn't really see any difference between wall power and the S2000, which we connected it to a little bit earlier. But as you see, there is both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, so I want to see what this looks like on the phone. Or well, let's do the phone. The reason I set my phone is that I have a tendency to forget and charge this tablet. Oh, maybe there is some power on it. So, okay, so maybe we can use that. But we could also charge it, because now I have brought the charger out to charge it. Oh, I've actually turned it off. That was smart, Morten. So we have the 2 amps and the 3 amps charging ports over here. So we're gonna go for the 3 amps to get some charge into this tablet as quick as possible. And this is USB-C. I could do this way quicker if I went on a hunt for my USB-C connectors, but and we can turn that on down here. That's smart. There. So, oh, 97% full. Brilliant. So maybe we don't have to see this on my phone. Yeah, blah blah. All power apps there. Search for Wi-Fi device. I haven't tried that ever. This one should have a Wi-Fi. Choose my account. Oh, I'm not sure that I have an account, so let's go for the Bluetooth then. Bluetooth. Next. It pops right up. There. And we get all the specs in here. So we can see that we have input 522 watts, output 6 watts. And that's the 6 watts charging the tablet here. Remaining power, we have gone up 2%. Right now we don't have, oh, we do have the 220 volts on. There is absolutely no reason for that. So let's disconnect that. We have the disconnect that, and it turns it on again. Ah, okay. So when we are on wall power, it's automatically on at the AC, because this has the UPS function. Okay, so we could use this unit to charge the S200 and check that feature out. I need another power cable though. I think we can manage that. Okay, so while I was looking for the power cable, which actually ended up to be an original all-power power cable that came with one of these units, we can plug that in here. And now we're powering the S2000 in the background there. And yeah, we can see that on the display, and we can see it up here. On the display it looks like this. So we are getting 504 watts in and 333 watts out. On the tablet looks like this. we're still charging because we're getting more power in than we're giving out. And over at the S2000, it sees power coming in, 320 watts. So here it says 333, and it agrees with its own display, so that's a good thing. But, well, the S2000 is seeing a bit less power coming in than the R2500 is seeing going out. I did the account thing, so now it should know who I am. So it has the different units here that is available to use Wi-Fi. So the biggest unit is the APR 4000, and then there's the APR 3500, and the AP is of course for all powers. And then there's the R2500, which is the one that we are looking at. And then there's a smaller unit, the R1500. It's a bit smaller power output and capacity than even the S2000. So that's actually why we are looking at the R2500, because I didn't see any point of getting a smaller unit. All Powers really wanted me to look at this unit because it can do exactly the same as the other units. So for review purposes, this unit will do exactly the same, but I also play with the units after that I review them, so it will show up in other videos. Then we have the B3000, which I talked about earlier, which is the battery that you can expand this with, but it's not available yet. So yeah, there's that. Let's try and press that one. And then we need a Wi-Fi account. Okay, so after fiddling a little bit around and checking out the manual, that's cheating, I know. I have both my phone and the tablet online that can use this. So now I can. It shows that the station is online. The S2000 does not have Wi-Fi, so it's available up here if we choose Bluetooth. See, I have the R2500 and the S2000. Both of them is available through Bluetooth, but I only have the R2500 through Wi-Fi. So we can go in there and we get the same information on here. This means though that I can install the app somewhere else in the house and I can keep up with how the power station is doing, even though I could be 20 meters away. As long as the Wi-Fi connection is in the middle of it, that would be good. Which reminds me, I need to extend my Wi-Fi because I actually only have one access point at the moment, and my house is a little too big for that. So, oh, never mind. So yeah, we got that. I think it's really cool to have two devices in here with the Bluetooth, I must admit, so we can check the S2000 as well. There, that is also charging. That was a bit low. I have been playing with that not that long ago, powering my heat pump, so that I had drained that, so it was very low. And now we can go back and we can see the 2500 right there. So we have two of them. Awesome. This Wi-Fi thing has already proven to be very useful, because I was just waiting for this to charge up. So I was sitting at the computer watching other YouTube videos, and suddenly I could see that the input is less than the output. So right now it's taking in from the power, but it's giving more out to the S2000 over here. And that is, well, that is far from charged up, so that's gonna be a while. That's only at 44%, and this one is at 93%. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure why this doesn't charge fully up before it starts taking in less power than it's giving out. But yeah, let it run, see what happens. Okay, the R2500 is now fully charged. It's still charging up the S2000, but yeah, we can do that directly from the grid. I have something else that we need to try on this. So when I did my review video of the ALLPOWERS S2000, it ran everything that I threw at it except this yellow compressor here. So yeah, we're gonna try that. It doesn't run very well, that compressor, so it draws a lot of power. So yeah, this might work, this might not work. Okay. Power on. See if it starts the compressor. It does not like the compressor. Same thing. Nope. Okay, I'm trying it on grid power, and there it does work. Okay, so I actually just wanted to give you some prices idea. We have the unit here, and this has actually dropped in price just today. This was 1199 this morning, and now it's 1000 and what is that, 59.99, so 1060. So it has dropped like $140 euros today. So that's the unit, and then we have the solar panels, and these are the flexible solar panels, and they are set at 239 euros. But if we get a kit, where is that? That's here. The kit, the R2500 plus that flexible solar panel is 1199 euros. And that was exactly the price that the unit was this morning when I checked it before I started doing the video. So now you get the solar panel for free just a little later in the day. So that's amazing. So most definitely it can be a good idea to look out for the good... What happened there? Where did my power go? Okay, I'm cheating you. I want to test the UPS function in this, so I just turned off the lights. But yeah, I have actually put the unit right here, and it is running my PC right now. So let's have a look at that. So this is my modest setup. I only have a tiny little machine because, well, I have servers enough. I don't need a lot of computer power in here, but I have 2 monitors, keyboard and stuff. And yeah, they run into the unit here. And it doesn't draw a lot of power at the moment. It's using 57 watts. So it's not a gaming PC, so everything is fine and good. It's in UPS mode that I can right there. And someone pointed out that it was very funny that the UPS mode was the logo of the transport company UPS. So yeah, that's a funny thing that they choose to do that. I don't know if that's deliberate or if they're just messing with them. So yeah, we should... I tried this in Portugal on the R600, but as I was running on a laptop back down there, so I couldn't really do a very good test, but I can do a test now. So now I can turn off power on the wall and see if this if the computer goes out, because yeah, I don't think it will. But should we pull the plug from the wall or just turn it off? Let's just turn it off. Let's see over here. No, then plug it out. Nothing happened. Now it's not in UPS mode anymore. Now it's just running off the unit. But yeah, nothing happened, which is a good thing. So works perfectly fine. So let's pop this back in, turn it back on, and let's see, UPS mode again. So yeah, that feature works just great. That's even a little bit boring because absolutely nothing happened. It didn't even beep or anything. It just supplied the computer with the power it needed. So cool. Okay, so I just turned the computer off because I'm gonna be doing something new and I didn't want to disconnect it.
And even though the computer is off and the monitors are in sleep mode, it doesn't register that it's using any power down here. So yeah, it's kind of a good thing. That means that those monitors are not using a lot of power, but they should probably be showing up to use a little bit. So maybe this isn't showing every single watt. So playing along with the scenario that we are having a power outage, I've turned off the lights and found my flashlight that is powered through a handle here, which could be charged by the ALLPOWERS. But one of the things that you would want to have power on is your refrigerator. I have a fridge freezer here, and if it was a long power outage, I would want to run that off the generator of the power station. So I have I would go out here and I will place it here, and I will take the plug from the refrigerator, which I have very nicely placed in a power meter there. So I'll just put that over there, and now the refrigerator would be powered from here. We should probably be able to see when I open it up. It does use a little bit of power when I open the door, and the light ball inside uses about 16 watts of power, doing absolutely nothing. Oh well, it's lighting up. I would like to hear it go on. Can I turn it on? Ah, we're in luck. I cheated it. I had to make like the door is closed for it to start up. So, but it's running the refrigerator, fridge freezer, no problems whatsoever. 114 watts. Oh, oops. Don't want my good beef to go bad. So apparently the power that the refrigerator is using is kind of going down. I don't know. While the compressor is getting warm, it uses a little bit less power. So it tells me how many hours it would be able to run the refrigerator if it's keep using that power. So at the moment that's 18 hours, and when it was at 118 watts it was like 15 hours. And a refrigerator doesn't run all the time. It's gonna cool down and then it's gonna shut off for an extended amount of time. So at the moment it's only using like 90, well now it's 89 watts. So yeah, it's gonna use that for a little bit and then it's gonna turn off for maybe an hour or so, and then it's gonna come on again. I'm pretty confident that this unit would be able to run that refrigerator for a couple of days at least. I've actually had this meter on the refrigerator for all the time that I've had the refrigerator. I made a video when I got this refrigerator. I think I got it back in 2015 or something, 14, 15. So I've had it for many years. And in that period, it has used 2,846 kilowatt hours. I can't do the math of that, but it's not too bad. I'm an absolute sucker for all of this solar stuff. And I'm so sad that we had absolutely no sun today, so that I couldn't really give this a good try and have it charged up by solar. Instead we had to go inside and do weird stuff inside. But as soon as the first sunny day will arrive, I'll be out there playing again, for sure. And I do really recommend this ALLPOWER stuff. It's very nicely priced and you get a lot of features and a lot of flexibility, and well, you get a very large unit for the money, which has become a lot less money just since this morning. So make sure to check the different prices. I've also found that sometimes it's cheaper to buy a kit and sometimes it's cheaper to buy the stuff individual. Depends on if they have updated it or not updated it. So be sure to check out their websites. Sometimes there's glitches and you might do a very good deal. So yeah, thank you very much to ALLPOWERS for shipping me this. And you will be seeing it in other videos because I'm gonna be messing around with this every single time I get an opportunity, for sure. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.